Great, we're starting. All right. Hopefully we'll seamlessly move to online and go. We had issues last time, so hopefully we will not have issues tonight. Everything will go smoothly. Yes, we're live. It says we're live. So I've got some fun things out in front of you tonight. We're going to be working with our brayers. And I wonder if I have one that's not already prepped and ready to roll. I have more than one. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys are going to catch this beginning part because I come on early so that people have time to get in and get settled and get ready for the content. So we're going to be starting at exactly 6:05. That will give me time to welcome everybody that's coming in because that's really what I like to do. Hey, Penny. Hey, Michelle. Well, happy Thursday to you, too. Alrighty, so Michelle is going to be a moderator tonight as well as Esther and Kelly when they come in. Cheers to everyone who showed up. I'm going to give more people time to come in, as I usually do. So I know if you're new to live stream, there's a lag. Oh, I'm just getting ink all over the place. There's a lag, and it always takes some time for people to filter in and get in here so that we can get started. So I start a few minutes early. So if you are new and you're watching this archived, you're going to want to skip all this beginning part, okay? But if you're new and you're watching us live, I'm going to welcome everybody. It becomes a tight community where people know each other and they come often because I do live streams twice a week. I do them on Thursday evenings, like tonight, from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I always pick a winner on Thursdays. Winning Thursdays, whoop, can I get a whoop, whoop? And then on Sundays, I go from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Sundays are the days that I introduce a technique that you can use throughout the week in our challenges over at Quality Crafts. So, yay, Esther's here, Michelle's here, on Beck, Vicky, who did I miss? Dawn's here. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jen. Oh, newbie here. Yay. Little hearts for the newbie. Welcome. We're glad to have you. By the way, just an FYI, if you're using baby wipes like I do, okay, save those babies. Let me show you some of the ones that I've got saved along here because there's fun things you can do with that, and we're gonna do that in a future video. Oh my gosh, let me turn off the heat. I'm gonna be sweating. They become colorful once you start, especially on these brayering things. So I want you to hang on to those. What else can I tell you? I'm going to be using a whole bunch of different colored inks tonight. We'll do some different things with our brayers. Let's see, who else am I missing? Hi, Janet. Oh, I hope you can stay awake too. Everyone comes to us from, all around the world. We even have people on the other side of the world, so that's really exciting. We love to have new people. If you are just joining now, oh, hearts from Aunt Beck. If you're just joining us now and you have not been to Quality Crafts yet, our moderators will type in what to look for because it sounds like quality, like, good, solid, great stuff. But it's actually spelt like the koala bear, Koala Tea Crafts. And so I want to invite you over there. It's a non-drama, non-commitment group where you can get inspired and inspire others through posting your work and doing challenges and swaps. But you don't have to. There's no participation police, and we're not going to boot you out for not participating. So when you're feeling well and life is going smooth, jump in and join us. We'd love to have you. And when it's not going so smooth or you're having anxious days, life is chronic. We all have problems. Then don't. Just sit back and enjoy everything that's going on around you and jump in when you can. Hi, Christy and Kimberly and Dawn. Oh my, emergency appendectomy yesterday. Pain pills. Oh yeah. Well, speedy recovery. Hi, Kelly. Speedy recovery to you, Janet Smith. Oh, that's like a light, and I'm like, what is that? Sun coming. The sun is setting. Can you see it shining on the wall? Is there something you can recommend as a substitute for those who do not have a brayer? Yes, I'm going to actually show you how to do a lot of these different, not a lot of them, several of them without a brayer. No brayer, no problem. I'm going to show you a couple of things where you can get these looks without the brayer. Not all of them, but some of them. Because there are some of these looks that I can achieve way better without a brayer. But I'm going to show you some ways to use a brayer. And if you don't have a brayer, stick around. Grab a couple of your little inks if you've got little inks like these. Or even big inks, you know, larger inks, Stampin' Up! Inks. Do I have some of those nearby? Grab some of your inks too, because I'll show you can get some of these same things by just using your ink to paper technique. So no, you don't need to run out and grab a brayer. You can get some of these looks just by using your ink. Great question. Oh, cold and dreary Mississippi. It was bright, sunny, great. It was gorgeous out today. 41 degrees. Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, welcome from Northwest Arkansas. Scott just handed me the card you made last week. It's beautiful. So Ms. Wind Dancer 62, welcome. We're glad you're here. It's 11 p.m. here in, Ruth was about to say where she was from. It's 11 p.m. here in, hey Jamie, hi Sharon. Yes, a brayer, not a grater. We're not making cheese sandwiches today. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. So if you're new to live streaming or if you're new to this and you're watching it archived, you can skip all the stuff in the beginning. The stuff in the beginning of the live stream is to get everything going, welcome everybody in. You'll notice that if you're a newbie, this becomes a real community. People come in on the Thursday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and the Sunday afternoons from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to see their friends and to chat. You know, there's chat going on above and beyond what I'm doing in the screen. So some people join in to follow along with what I'm doing. Other people just join in to hang out with their friends and check it out. So yeah, yay. Oh, England, 11 p.m. in England. She's watching but not crafting. Upstate New York, yeah, snow and cold. Everyone got snow up there. Woo. There we go. Michelle just posted that the Facebook group that we're inviting you to is Quality Crafts. We have 883 members and growing. Yay! We would love to have you. Come on over. Cheers to everyone who's here. So one more explanation of Quality Crafts as a Facebook group. We are a non-commitment, non-drama group where we have swaps and challenges every week that we would love for you to participate in, but there is no commitment, no participation. Police are going to track you down and boot you out if you're not doing anything. So we know that life is chronic. People have diseases, and I mean, how else can I say this? I mean, you either know someone who's affected or you are affected with things that are going on with your health. So when you're feeling good and life is going great, come on over and just, you know, participate, and we encourage that. But if you're having a bad time, just soak it up, be encouraged, and be inspired by the people that are posting. And don't forget to put your name in for the birthday. So if you go over there, everything you ever needed to know is all pinned in a post at the top that never leaves. And if you click on see more, it opens up and goes, oh, with all kinds of information and links. Be sure to read through those links, because there's a place for you to put your address for swaps, and for winning, you need your address in there if you want to win. So skedoodle over there if you want to be winner for our giveaways. And then there's a place for you to put your birthday if you want to get a birthday from Quality Crafts when it's your birthday. And what else is in there? There's like a point of view, somebody who's in the group, their point of view of how the group runs. So you get just that. This is really, really cool. Sharon, you should feel special, Jen. You are trumping my giraffe calf watch right now. Okay, everyone, let's see. What else can you, put a smiley face in the live chat comments if you guys are watching that giraffe and waiting for her to have her baby. I think it's just gas. I almost died. I just seriously almost died when I saw that meme that said, okay, guys, it's about time that we admit the giraffe just has gas. Oh, man. It's been weeks, hasn't it? When is she going to have that baby? Okay, we are at 6:03, so 2 more minutes. So while we're waiting those last 2 minutes, I just want to show you some things that I've been coloring lately and to encourage you to stick around and come and see my extra live stream tomorrow night. It's Friday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day it happens to be, 2017, for the March Bluebell Progressive Digistamp coloring. So I do a coloring each month that coincides with the Bluebell Progressive Challenge, Digistamp Challenge. And this is the guy that well, you could pick from 6. So if you're in on it, you already know what 6 those are. They're the Easter Parade. I chose this guy. And we're going to learn how to color him tomorrow. So we're going to color this little guy tomorrow, and we're going to use colored pencils. So if you want to join me for that, I will be live tomorrow evening, same time as tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I can't wait to see you guys in that video. And then I also follow another progressive challenge, which is this guy. Oh, and here's that dog uncolored. I should probably show you the difference. Okay, so there's the Digistamp, and there's him fully colored. And we're going to go step by step through that. So bring your colored pencils tomorrow. I'd love to see you. And then this is another one that I follow, this little elephant guy. He is a Seisayaki glitter progressive challenge. You're going to want to get in on that too. And then these are just some besties that I've colored recently. She is, I think, Scan 0002. I'm guessing, but I think that's what it is. And she is Scan 0011. I glossy accented her eyes and put a little bit of stickles on, so she's a little bit shiny in spots. And she was watercolored with just a plain old dollar store watercoloring set, except for her skin because there's no skin tone, so that was Spectrum Noirs. And then this fun guy, who's just a pumping along, he is going to be the next digital stamp in the True Blue package that you can get from the Bluebell stamps. So Lisa Bluebell has the True Blue, TROOBLOO, and we're late. I have to get started. I will tell you more as we're going along about the Bluebell challenge. If you want to know more about that, maybe some of my moderators can pop the information up for me, and so that you can get in on that. And let's get started. So we're going to do brayering today. This is one of the techniques that I really, really like, and a lot of people do. And this first one will give you a real good gist of how to use your brayer. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas of how to use it. I'm going to pull out a piece of paper for underneath. Oh, and if you're into looking at what kind of pajamas I have on today, and I can't remember if I did wear these or not, but these have Hello Kitty on them. Oh my gosh, she's hardly an add-on here at all, but she is. Let me pull up my knee. There she is. See? Hello Kitty. It's still snowy everywhere, so I can still wear the snowy ones. So we're going to do this one. Let me pull out my already made sheet here. Excuse me. This one, I started with an off-white sheet. And to get this moon in the background look, you simply want to get a cutout, which I'm almost positive I saved in my little bin here. Might have gotten lost. It was kind of tiny. Well, not tiny, but mixed in with all that stuff. Oh, it's right here. Dawn, you guys are all going, Jen, it's right there. Okay, Now I put a little bit of HEG tape on the top, and then I stick it on my skin and on my shirt, get all that nice and fuzz and dirty, so that when I put it on the paper, it doesn't rip the paper off when I'm done. So I'm just going to pop that on there. You can already see by the color that I've used this one. And we're going to do something similar to this. But here's where, if you don't have a brayer, stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this way easier without a brayer, in my opinion. Now the first thing we want to do is start with our red. So I'm going to start with Festive Berries. And this is why I like to do this with the inks and not the brayer, but I'm going to show you how to do this first. Now when you're inking up your brayer, you want to roll it along and pick it up. Come back to the beginning and roll and pick it up. Come back to the beginning, and as you're doing that, it looks like this when you're going fast. And this is so that you get ink. I wish I had a different color brayer, but I think all of mine are kind of this color. You get ink all the way around your brayer and not just one little patch, because if you put it down and just go back and forth, you're only going to get ink right here, and when you roll it across, you're going to have big white spaces. So you're going to want to just roll and lift and roll and lift. You're actually kind of spinning it around as you go. Now because this is such a small square, I'm just going to go back and forth. Some people say you should only ink up the middle of your brayer and not towards the edges. So if you have an ink pad like this, that's perfect. It only does the middle. I'm going to ink up most of it back and forth. I don't think it really matters, but some people will tell you that. So it's a matter of preference. And I'm going to try to get a lot of ink on here, and you're going to see why in just a second. If you haven't already been a brayer before, you start off the page. Right? So you start off the page and go back, and then you start going on the page. And I'm doing the same thing that I did before, is I'm rolling and lifting and rolling and lifting and spinning it. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, number one, let me load this back up again and I'll show you on the back side. Number one, if you don't do that, start off the paper, you're going to get a great big heavy line that you can't get rid of. Okay, so let's say I did not roll it off the paper. I just went right on the paper and did my first roll and then tried to go over it. Do you see all the lines? And that, like, here's why I don't like using the brayer for this technique, is simply because, see, you know, I'm going to have to do this forever and ever to get this nice thick coverage that I got on this one. Okay, so I'd rather just do ink to paper. But we're going to stick with the theme here because I did say we were going to use our brayer, but in a second, when I'm done finishing this one, I'm going to show you how to do it straight to paper with your ink. And I'm sure that a lot of you artists out there already know how to do this. So I'm going to start off rolling that first one off and then rolling, and I'm pulling it to the left. Rolling and pulling it to the left, okay? And the reason why I'm spinning it and pushing it and spinning it like this is because I don't want the same, let's say I have a hole there. If I go across and back and cross and back like this, I'm going to get the same hole in the same space every single time. Let me see if I can pull that off on the other side, show you what I'm talking about. So let's say I brayer up I fill the brayer on the left side and the right side, and I try to leave kind of a hole in the middle. Now when I go across it and I go back and forth, do you see all these little lines I get? And they're just going to keep falling there because I'm doing the same part of the brayer over and over and over again. But if I go and lift up and spin it and go across, I get a much more even coverage, which you can tell on this side, this coverage is really, really even. Do you see the difference between this side, which was the side we were doing it, versus this side where we've got a lot of lines, and this side where we got a big line going straight across? Okay, now my ink doesn't seem to be as wet as some other inks are, so even if you're wet, if your inks are even juicier than mine, you're gonna have a great big splotch that you can't blend out. So let's do this again. We're just gonna push and lift and try to fill the whole thing, okay? And then we're gonna go off And then we're going to go on and keep pulling it down to the left. And hopefully we get more and more color, right? Because that's what we're looking for. So that's a pretty good red. All right, so let's switch over to orange. We're going to do the same thing. I don't think I'm even going to clean my brayer off, although you can, and I'll show you how I do it. For those of you who are curious, all I do is I lay out a wet wipe and I just roll down that wet wipe. Look at all the extra ink that was on there that's not coming off on our paper. That just, I don't know, just makes me crazy. And save this. Don't throw these away, folks. We're going to use those again. Not tonight, but another time. All right. Now I'm going to switch to Spiced Marmalade. This is another nice orange color. And I've already got red on my brayer, but I'm not going to worry about that because red and orange kind of mix together. And we're going to fill this up again. Everybody does I'm kind of going through and I'm reading because I saw something all in caps, and I'm pretty sure I encompassed that tip, but Kelly, but if I didn't, let me know. I thought I just talked about that tip, but you know, there's a lag, so sometimes I don't catch what you're saying before I get something down. We'll just see. But anyway, so we're going to go off again, and then we're going to come back on, go right over that red and keep pushing left. And I'm just going to keep going because, you know, I know there's more ink on there than when I'm getting down. All right. And then I'm going to ink it back up again by pushing and spinning. So I try to get that ink all over around the brayer. Do another one off. And then mix that in and pull it down. Now that I've got the middle part mostly done, I'm going to flip it over so I can get a little bit of yellow on this edge. And do I have the big yellow down? I did not pull it yet. Let's try Scattered Straw, because that's a little bit lighter of a yellow yet. Now this time, I do want to wipe off a little bit of that because that's considerably lighter than what I was using. Ooh, look at that pretty color. So, you know, when that dries, it's going to look really nice. Okay. Let's load up our Scattered Straw. Have you tried this sponge? I have not, but that would be really fun. Can you tell us? Deb Wickware says that had asked if we had tried the sponge Stampin' Up! Brayers. I haven't. So if you know something about that, that's really cool or really interesting, could you share it with us so that we know? We might want to try one. I'm going to look and see if I have a little sponge brayer in my drawer here. So now that you mention it, I think I might have one, but it's not Stampin' Up! Oh, I'm knocking everything down, people. Here we go. I knew I had it in there somewhere. I have this one. Is this one kind of like the Stampin' Up! One you're talking about? This one is so old. Look how gross it looks. It is sponge though. Do you see that? It's just like, I don't know. That looks like rust. Anyway, so that's a roller and it's foam. Just curious. So let's see. I can't remember where I'm at with this. Yes, and purple and navy and purples. That would be so cool. I'm just turning mine because I know there's more yellow on there. That's not so bad. Okay, so we have a nice coverage. We're going to peel off the moon now. Gently because, you know, I don't want to rip the paper. Look at that. That's pretty. And then because I'm using distress inks, which you do not need, absolutely do not need, you can use any inks that you have whatsoever, you could put some water droplets on here and get some really cool effects because it will react to water. So if anyone wanted to try that. I suppose now that I mentioned it, if I don't try it, you guys are going to be like, come on, Jen. Okay, let me see if I can't get a little bit of yellow off on here. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to use one that's a little bit cleaner. And I'm just going to rub, turn and rub, turn and swipe, I guess, turn and swipe. So I go all the way around the entire brayer. Now, these were made to come off of here. Try not to break my nails while I do this. Okay, so that they pop on and off of there so that you can take this into the kitchen or the bathroom and just scrub it down and really clean it off well, especially if you get paint or anything stuck in here. Look, mine's all dusty because I haven't even used it. So, and then just pop it back on, good as new. And you'll notice I have a lot of staining from past inks and paints. That doesn't make any difference in how it performs either, as you can tell. So because I mentioned it, let's just go ahead and do a few water drops on here so you can see what I'm talking about if you're new, or if you're new to Tim Holtz Distress Inks and what they do. Yeah, so this looks like a lot the same as what the other ones turn out as, the Stampin' Up! Foam ones. I'm just trying to get some sizable amounts of drops of water on here so you can see what happens. It's almost like a bleaching effect, really. You can see it more on my scratch paper here than you can on the actual paper. That's funny. How cool is that? Okay, I'm going to let them sit for just a second, and then I'm going to dab them off with a paper towel. No, I'm just going to use a regular towel. Now you can see it working where the dots are starting to really show up here. You see that? And then I'm just going to dab off some of that water. Then you get kind of more of a different color, different kind of look to that. I don't know, I just think it's really cool. But as long as I'm here, I should show you what that looks like. Okay, let me back out. And now we're going to do one like this, only, do you see the difference? I did not brayer this one. Look at the difference. This is a softer look, and this is a darker look, and I'm going to show you how I got that. I think I'm going to have to cut some more of that paper, though, because I only did one of those. Actually, I think we can get that look with just the plain white. We don't have to start with off-white, so if you only have white, by all means, just use your white. That's just fine. So when I'm working with these, I'm always working with an A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that is a regular 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, like this printer paper, cut in half and then cut in half again, and you get these quarters, okay? So here's the way you can do this without having the brayer, guys. So if you don't have a brayer, listen up, this is for you. Put your dot down, grab your 3 colors, and start with your dark, well, you can start with the lighter one too and go up, or I don't know, I just start with the dark one at the top. Take your little inks or your big inks and just go across the paper. Okay, so a little bit lighter as you go down, and then you can mix that in with the orange, which is next. The other thing that I did with the other one is you can use a tool like this and rub it on. So if you don't have a brayer, you can still get some of these fun looks by doing that. So now I'm just going to rub the orange into the red. And then I'm gonna rub a lot less vigorously as I get to the bottom so that it can just lighten up so that the yellow has a chance to mix with that. Flip it around, and plus this is a lot faster. So I'm going to cover the bottom, and then I'm going to kind of just smoosh this up into the orange. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. The orange and the yellow tend to... Let's mix the orange into the red and orange, or the yellow into the red and orange, and see if we can get... The red is a little bit dark. It doesn't quite mix in with the orange, but I like the look of that. I think it looks really cool. So any inks that you have, you can do that with. Kind of move this around just a little bit. I was a little too rough. Yeah, for a softer look, for sure. Somebody said use a makeup sponge. I do have makeup sponges here, but that would be the same as using one of these tools maybe, or maybe one of these where I just put on pieces of that cheap felt that I cut myself. I cut it down to match this little Ink Essentials little tool. And then as they get all ratty and gross, I just throw them out and cut some more. And that works out well. Alrighty, so let's move on to my favorite. Ooh, where is it? I have all this stuff ready for you guys ahead of time. I put them in these bins and I save it all. And then as I get to them, I have to pull everything out. And sometimes I set in place. I forget where I put it. Okay, so here's another white sheet that we'll start out with. And we're going to just pick some random colors. So if you have any favorite colors, shout them out now. This one is the one that I did. This is literally physically the one that I did in the one that I showed you on the reminder post, and it looks just like this. Now I'm going to show you how I do this, and said, Jen, how did you type without touching your screen? Magic, the magic of video. Oh, your keyboard, I mean. Yes, still magic. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. All right. We're going to move on to this one. This is, like I said, quite literally the one that I used, but I'm going to take this off of here, and I'm just going to show you how easy and how simple it is to put these on, just in case anyone was curious. So I'm just going to peel them off here. And it's fun to use different sizes and whatnot, so you get different looks. That kind of got balled up, didn't it? Never fear, I have a whole bag of them right here. So I got a pink, purple, and teal right now that I noticed. Pink, purple, teal. Looks like somebody needs prayers. I'm not really sure why I missed part of the conversation, but if you're a praying type, please pray. If you're not the praying type, please send good thoughts. So that's it. Just put it around, twist it, and put it back on. And you can do it as many times as you want. So I'm going to do that one 3. And then I'm going to put one kind of towards the middle. And then I'm going to put that one like over the top of, scoot it over, roll it so it goes over the top of, see in between there. And then I'm going to put one that kind of goes in the middle here. A whole bunch of times. I know you're going to get a different look every time depending on how you put your rubber bands on. This is the look I got the first time, so now let's see what we get in this one. Hey, Sandy. And Janet and Melissa Wise. Okay, so I see shades of green. And I saw purple and teal and pink. So first off, I have pink right here. I can grab teal. Pretty sure that's around here somewhere. Close by. And maybe not. Where's my teal? Oh, you know what? Yeah, where did I hide it? It was a Stampin' Up one. Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. I have a couple more of the colors this one's Tempting Turquoise. So let's go ahead and do a pink, because I know somebody said pink. Okay, so we'll do a pink. Oh, let's wait till this kind of there we go. Ready? And then I'm just going to move it over slightly and do it again. And then I'm going to pull out my baby wipe. Clean that off somewhat. Again, don't get rid of the baby wipe. Save that. Flip open the turquoise. And then we'll do that. I'm going to move it slightly over to the left so that we don't get them all in the same spot. Ooh, look at that. And then one more time. Look at that neat look. Very, very similar because I did one fat and a couple of light ones to this one, isn't it? Very similar. Just depends on how you twist them on there. So that's pink and teal. This one looks like teal too, although I really thought I had done just blue on that one. Let's try another one. Somebody else said purple, so I'm going to go with a purple. If somebody could just tell me what other color I missed. We'll do purple next. Save your baby wipes because there's going to be another video coming up down the road where we're going to use these. So you're going to want yours all, you know, take your Brayer stuff and clean it off on there and save them. Because look at this one that we did today. How pretty is that? Here's some more that I did early on with some practices. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is save these now. So you've got a bunch that are used, abused, and dried. Okay, that will help because that's one of those things where you either have it or you don't when we get to it, and then if you don't have it, you might be sad. You might be like, well, you should have told us. I'm telling you now. All right, let's do purple because I know somebody did say purple, and I really like purple. I don't know if you guys, anybody came in, popped in late. To ink up your Brayer, you want to roll and lift. So it spins, roll and lift. So that it inks up all the way around your Brayer. Don't just set your Brayer down and go back and forth like this, because then you're only Brayering up that 2 inches on the bottom, and then you're not going to get it all the way around. So roll, lift, and when you go fast, it looks like that. Okay, purple. Let's go the short way this time. That's cool. I think I'm gonna add a green to purple. Doesn't green and purple go well, I think? I don't know, maybe I'm making it up. Let's try it, because I got one right here. This one is a close to my heart ink, so you can use whatever inks you have laying around, called Clover Meadow. I am gonna rinse this one off. Not rinse it off, but I'm gonna roll this one off because it's I don't want to mix it into my green. There wasn't much left on there, it didn't seem. Alright, and now we're going to do the green. Okay, I'm going to go this way. Look at that. Almost like a, what do you call it? What am I trying to think of? Oh, last week's winner was Becky McAuley. Woo, Becky! And this week's winner, I don't know. Maybe it's you. Typically, we pick the winner right after we're done with the live stream, and then I contact them right away, and then you find out in the next video if it was you or not. Sometimes people are hard to get a hold of, though, so you never know. So now we've got ink that's kind of down in between, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this. I probably won't spend a lot of time cleaning it right now, but remember, this does come off. Okay, so take this and run this under the water, pull off all of your rubber bands and clean it thoroughly. I'm only using ink, so I'm not too worried about it, but if you use paint or any kind of like gluey substance, you're going to want to clean that ASAP. So let me just move that one out of the way. Yes, the green and purple, I really, really like that. If you have a different name on Facebook than you do as your presence on YouTube here, please make sure to go either well, type in here who you are so the girls can collect that information and we can pick a winner, okay? And then it would be grand if you'd put your name into the address book over at Quality Crafts so that I can find you quickly and mail out your prize. All right, let's move that one out of the way. Oh, and then I never really finished this one. The stamp that I used to stamp this one, these funky things, just pick a pattern that's kind of, I don't know, leafy or flowery, and then stamp it so that part of it goes over the moon. That's all you have to do. So basically I just used this one. It's a Heidi Grace Designs clear stamp called For You. Okay, Heidi Grace, let me see if I can pull this up. Heidi Grace, For You. And I just used this one at the top right here. So whatever you have, I mean, I couldn't find one that looked like the one that I had originally seen, so I just picked something that I thought would look cool. And I still have that one blocked so that we could use it again. And my favorite black ink since I ever started trying it is VersaFine Onyx Black Ink. So I'm just going to put that down. And we're just going to put it from off the side of the page here so that part of it goes right over that moon. Cool. And then I'm going to do it one more time and I'm going to just like offset it so it's not in the same spot, and maybe make a little bit more go over like that. So this one goes totally across the page, a little bit different than the one that I did. But so fun. I like them both for different reasons. This one, I used this tool to rub it on. This one we did ink to paper directly. And this one we brayered. And then we splashed water on it because that looks cool. Okay. So those three that we've done. And then we did the one with the rubber bands. I really like that one. That one turned out super cool. Here are the other two that we did. Okay. Alrighty. This one I think is really, really fun, and I'm hoping for some different color combinations for this. So go ahead and start shouting out the colors that that you guys want to see in this polka dotty one. I'm going to show you how we did that one while I clean this one off. Because this one I like to get the black ink off my stamps so that it's not so hard to get them off after it dries. So I'm going to wipe this one off right away. Alrighty, I'll move this off to the side. So if you really, really enjoy what I do here in my videos, if you've seen my 5-minute videos on Wednesdays and my live streams and my coloring videos once a month, join me on Patreon. I'd love to have you there as well. There's tiers 1 through 6, and every tier offers something different in the way of a reward. So there's a private, a secret group for just patrons, and then there's the early sneak peeks and the early release of videos, so you get to see everything before everyone else. It's really cool. And there's always a giveaway for my patrons every month, and you never know what it's going to be. Last week we gave away a Stamp Perfect, and this week it's going to be a $25 shopping spree basically through PayPal. So you guys decide what you want to spend it on. Pink, green, or black? Okay, green seems to be an overwhelming theme here. Pink and brown. Pink, green, and yellow. Pink, green, brown, black, and yellow. I'll make a note. Pink, green, brown, black, yellow. Lots of yellows. Okay. All right, so let's do some greens. That'd be fun. So this is almost St. Patrick's Day, right? Get with the program, Jen. Jeez Louise. All right. Let me pull these out, and they're probably all stuck together in some crazy manner and one another. This is bubble wrap, which you probably already had figured out anyways. I'm just double checking that all of these bubbles are okay. Some of these bubbles, because I used this one already, are not okay. But I cut it down to the size that my brayer would be, you know, the width. And this is how I got it to go on. Hi, Krissa. Thank you for posting the link, Michelle. So, okay. We're going to put, actually, I'm not even going to use my ATG tape this time, because last time I popped too many bubbles. Do you see how I kept getting a hole here? I'm going to try to get that to not be that way. So I'm going to grab one of my sticky tapes. And by the way, I do sell the sticky tapes. You can find that in the store at Quality Crafts. And those are only $1.50 a roll. It's a pretty cool deal. And I'm going this way. So I'm going to go ahead and put a sticky tape across the top of here. I'm going to try not to pop the bubbles, because last time I put it together, I went pop, 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 pop. Oh, darn it. Donna Joy. No bubbles were harmed in the making of this video. All right, I'm going to start rolling from the opposite side gently so that I don't pop the bubbles. And hopefully it will roll onto that tape and stick one side to the other as I roll through. Okay, do you see that? It all stuck there. Last time I went and pushed the tape down with my fingers and pop, 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 pop. Now, same thing here. Be very, very careful how you put this on here so you don't pop the bubbles. All right, I think we got it. Let's give this a shot. Can we flip this over? Yeah. I'm going to move these out of the way, and we're going to use some greens because people want to see green. I've got a couple different greens here. I also have a regular green, the one that we used before, that's clover. So I'm not sure which kind of greens you're looking for. If you just want a regular green, I've got evergreen bough, peeled paint, pine needles, clover, and meadow. I have mowed lawn too, but that's in a teeny tiny one. So let's just start out with the regular green. All right, and we're gonna roll this through here. I'm trying to be careful not to pop the bubbles, but to press enough down so that I get some decent ink on them. They're starting to look green. Can you tell? They're starting to look green. Here we go. And let's give it a shot. Oh! One of my rolls of bubbles is popped. Do you see that? Darn you! Well, that's okay. Let's switch over to another green and see if we can't cover in that row that we missed. See, that's why you got to be careful with the bubbles. Let's do no, let's see. I don't know. Let's do evergreen bough. It's more of like a bluish green, almost bordering on a teal, but not quite. All right, let's see. This is the side that has the bubbles missing, I think. So let's go this route. There we go. That's cool. Ooh, I like that one. Let's see. Let's just roll one side here so I can fill in that one side that's missing dots on this side. Yeah, there we go. That's really neat. I love it. Do we need more greens? Or should we switch? We did get, ooh, I know, you guys said yellow, lots of yellow. We could, well, I don't think we're going to be able to have a yellow show up on this very much. Let's just switch the paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll this on the paper here. Get rid of some of that green. Okay. You can wipe this down with a baby wipe as well, the bubbles, but I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to cut some more so that we can make some more. It's totally fun. It's really addicting. So if you're new, Koality Crafts is the place to be when the live stream ends. Come on over and check out our weekly challenges and any of the swaps that are going on at the moment. Although I think most of those are closed, but there will be some new ones starting up soon. And let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you about the Blue Bowl challenge. So while I'm taking kind of a little break here as we're switching over with the yellows, the Blue Bowl, those are not my Blue Bowls. This is the Blue Bowl I will be coloring tomorrow evening, same time as here, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is what he looks like colored. So you know what you're in for. Bring your colored pencils. Looks like a couple of browns, right? A black. That's probably all you'll really need. If you want to do the background and we have time, we can do the background, but I'm going to be showing you how to color that with colored pencils. That's tomorrow night from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is the Blue Bowl Progressive Challenge. Now, many of us have gotten into this challenge at the very beginning, so we entered it for free. Now that it's underway, you need to buy in, which means you go to thebluebowl.com. If somebody can put that in the live chat for me. Bluebowl.com. You'll see her stamps. There's 6 to choose from. If you buy him for $3, it's called buying in. You buy him for $3, you color him up, put him on a card, and post him where the rules say to post him. Then you get the next month's image for free. And so on, monthly, a free image every month, so long as you follow the rules. It's really cool. Now, if we can get some more people to subscribe to that, and the way to subscribe to the True Blue is to go to bluebowl.com, look for True Blue under subscriptions, then she's going to give us a third image for the people who sign up for the True Blue, and you'll get this guy this month. He's totally cute. So if we have time, I'll show you how to color him as well, all with colored pencils. So if you get a chance to go over to my blog, there's a giveaway going on there right now to because I'm running a campaign to get people to sign up for the True Blue. I'm also on that because I really, really love her images. There's a giveaway going on my blog, so check that out. It is Jen's Koality Crafts at blogspot.com. If somebody can put that down for me, that would be awesome. And we were going to do yellow. So let me pull out the brightest yellow I have, which is Sunny Yellow. Also, if you like to be featured, if you want to get your name out there, definitely going to want to join in on the Friday Freebies Challenge. We put out a ton of freebies. Monica Vasquez does that for us. Tons of freebies on Friday, so come tomorrow to Koality Crafts and check out all the freebies. It will blow your mind. Check out all the Friday freebies. Make anything, using a freebie or not using a freebie, but I highly encourage it because they're so cool. Make any kind of project and enter into the Friday Freebie Challenge by sending a picture of what you made to Michelle Calvert, and she's here tonight. And then the winner of that challenge every week gets featured on the blog. So if you want to get your name out there in lights, we want to help you do that. Join in on that. That'd be really cool. Now I'm inking up the yellow, the Sunny Yellow, and we're going to do one for yellow, all our yellow fans out there. Friday, we actually have one going on right now until tomorrow. And then tomorrow starts another Friday Freebie Challenge. So it's every week. 2 challenges every week. One that runs Sunday to Sunday, and one that runs Friday to Friday. You know, everyone has different lives, so you just never know who you're going to hit with what kind of challenge that you do. Here goes the yellow. Ooh, that's pretty. What color do you guys want me to do with the yellow? Do you think maybe yellows and greens? So I think yellows and greens would be really pretty. I would love that, Sassy Crafter, Linda. You need to make time to craft. I know it, girl. Look at that yellow. Oh, you know what would be really cool is if I had one of those rainbow ink pads. Ooh, you can make your own rainbow ink pad. Did you know that? Oh, I'm gonna have to do that in another video now. Make your own rainbow ink pads. You just get your what am I trying to say? Get your ink, your re-inkers and or your paints, and then you put them in an old dried up ink pad and make your own rainbow ones. Should have totally done that today, because this guy right here would have looked so cool in rainbow. Ooh, somebody else said orange. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Yeah, it's just packing bubbles. What do you call that? Bubble paper? Packing bubbles? Okay, well, somebody said they wanted to see orange, so I'm going to go back to spiced marmalade and throw some orange on top of the yellow. I thought about doing some more green, but we can do orange. That's cool. Maybe we'll go this way so we don't get the same dot pattern, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Kind of covered up our yellow. That's all right. Still looks really cool. Get rid of some of this orange. Cool, look at that. It's still coming off. Do you think we could pop them all? Isn't that satisfying? Oh, that was fun. We'll have to get some more. Oh, oh. Bubble wrap. Probably got ink all over myself. We'll have to cut this off. Nope, there we go. I have lots more bubble wrap, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm gonna get rid of that. That was fun. Super fun. Close up some of my inks that I have open here. Some assemblage here. Some assemblage required. I have such a mess here right now. Okay. I know I'm missing another one that I planned on doing tonight, and that's this one. Whoa. I didn't snap that all the way on. Oh no, Christy, now she wants to know what it looks like when they're popped. And I threw it in the garbage. And I ripped it. Okay, let's try the other one. Well, first of all, let's see if that... Oh my gosh, let me pull this off of here. I'm a wuss because I don't want to break my nails. Otherwise, I'd just grab onto that puppy with the ends of my fingers and let her rip. Okay. That one's stuck on. Bubble abuse. Okay, they're all done. Let's do this one more time. Let's do this. Oh, I'm really inky now. What color have we not used? Let's try this one. It's a nice dark color. This one's Blueprint Sketch. Blueprint Sketch. How many of you guys think this is going to look really cool? How many of you guys think this is going to look really, really bad? Nothing can be bad. Oh! Oh my gosh, I like it popped even better. Who said that? You're a genius. Was that Christy? Oh, look at that. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do a black one. We haven't really done black justice tonight, have we? Let's just do black. That was so cool. Am I the only one in awe over here? I hope the leg brings a bunch of awes out. Like, wow. Bring it on. Oh. Look. Oh. That would look so cool on a Bumblebee card. It almost looks like, what do you call it? Like the beehive thing. Oh, every single one of those dots that got smashed. Look at the texture in there. Christy, you rock. So that's why I like crafting with you. Oh, it's so cool. So glad you said that. I am just, whoo. Let's just clean this off because this is going to look 10 times cooler on here too. Oh, so neat. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to set this on the side now. It's all full of black ink. That was super fun. Oh my gosh, we only have 5 minutes left. This is where I usually bring everything to a close. So let me, first of all, let me just wipe my fingers off so that I don't get all of my finished stuff, which is typically what you win, is something really cool that we made together tonight, off of my nasty old dirty fingerprints. Okay. And the last thing, the thing I'm going to end with is how I made that grass. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have already done this and done this like crazy and just really, really like it as much as I do. And I'm sure there are some of you that are going, that's really cool. How'd she make that grass? So I'm just going to show you real quick how I made that grass. That's so easy. So easy. Let me just grab my thing here. The birds must think it's spring because I'm hearing like baby birds and stuff all over the place. All right. Where is the one that we did? Like, seriously, I've lost them already. What's wrong with me? Oh, here they are. So these ones that we made in the beginning, these are the ones that we're going to want the grass on because we can. So I'm just going to use, I don't like this one. I like crushed olive. This is my favorite green in the world. Crushed olive, or what is it called? Old olive, I think. Yeah, old olive if you're Stampin' Up, crushed olive if you're Tim Holtz. Anyway, take this ink. Hey, Tracy. So, I'm sorry if, I'm not sorry. What was I saying? I'm totally, like, flustered here. Oh, so this is not a brayer technique, but I really want to share it with you anyway. I'm sure you'll forgive. So run that green, whatever color you're using, over the bottom slightly, you know, lightly, and then use the edge of it right here. Okay, the edge right here, and just tilt it on its edge and flick it upwards. Now you'll get the gist of it as you go. And if you need to switch it around and pick another edge, because they're all a little bit different, just flick it up, and that's where you get that neat grassy look from. Now, this one doesn't have as great of edges as I had hoped. I really like the edge that this one gave. So I'm going to add in another different color of green. This one is Pine Needles. I'm going to add just a little bit of this. Looks like this is maybe the... Geez, my phone is going crazy today. What's up with that? But anyway, I think that looks really cool. There's a lot of different ways you can make grass. But there's two. So depending on what kind of look you want, it's really fun. Yay, Janet and Melissa Wise, thank you so much. She says, Jen, thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us. Very excited to have found you and see for future shows. Well, tomorrow is another show, and then, as I said, live streams happen on my channel every Thursday evening, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Sunday afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the Sunday ones are always a technique that you can use for the Sunday challenge that runs from that Sunday to the next Sunday. So if you go back and look that up, oh, and don't forget about every Wednesday night is a 5-minute card. So I take my scraps, I pull out some stuff that matches, or some of the older ones, I don't pull out anything at all. And actually this week I didn't pull out anything at all because I completely got spaced out about it. But they're really fun. I put in little quirky, fun little comments and stuff, and it's a good time. It's a good laugh. It's good, clean family humor, so you can show your kids. There's not going to be any swearing, that kind of thing. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about what we did tonight. We did a couple of these sunset ones, which are really fun, right? There's another one. That's the one we actually brayered. And then we did the awesome rubber band ones, which I think turned out fabulous. But piece de la resistance. Christy Essence suggestion. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so excited. Like, I like this, but I love this. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So join us after this. The fun never ends. Go on over to Quality Crafts, where it's a commitment-free, drama-free group, and the participation police do not enter. And make sure that you check out the Blue Bowl Progressive Challenge and the Seisayaki Progressive Digital Image Challenges, because they're super fun. I do one digi coloring a month for the Blue Bowl Progressive Challenge, and this month it is Easter Parade, so you have to pick which one you want, and I picked the dog, so we'll be coloring him tomorrow evening, March 17th, Friday, from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope to see you there. Bring your colored pencils, because I can't wait to see you guys next video.